One thing I can see too, when I just found out that I was pregnant in 2019 with my son, I think that information is not readily available, because when I first called in and asked them, I'm pregnant, what should I do? I'm not gonna point fingers, I'm not gonna call anywhere, but I called for information. Somewhere where I think I should get information, and I was told to go back home to have the baby. Hey young fam, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Trisha, and today guys I will be doing one of the most anticipated videos. I see you guys asking, Trisha, how much is it to have babies in the Cayman Islands? As you know guys, I have 2 babies in Cayman, one via C-section and one natural birth. So today I'll be telling you guys the cost to have baby in the Cayman Islands, whether it is a C-section or via natural birth. Guys, you are allowed to have your baby in the Cayman Islands. You do not have to go back home to have your baby. You are usually given a grace period of about 6 weeks because the baby is actually a visitor. He or she is not a dependent as it, so you guys within that 6 weeks after birth would have to submit the required documents to get the baby added on your work permit. Guys, I have receipts, like literally receipts. So guys, I have the receipt for my daughter. You see, 1 page. It's only 1 page guys, and I have the receipt for my son, and it was via C-section, so this is 3 pages, right? And my daughter is just 1. So here already you can tell the huge difference of having a natural birth versus a C-section delivery. So guys, I'm going to be talking about my experience having natural birth and C-section. I'm not going to go in full details. I'm going to be giving you a quick synopsis, just a very quick synopsis. If you are interested in seeing my birthing process, especially with my daughter, because the pregnancy rather was captured, birth array was captured on video. So if you're interested in that, you can always go back, click there and watch the video. But I will be giving you a short synopsis. So yes guys, let me tell you a little bit about having a baby in the Cayman Islands. So guys, like everything else, having a baby in Cayman can be very expensive, and I'm reading from the Cayman.com website. So pregnancy can cost a lot. So according to the Cayman.com website, right, health insurance is mandatory for all Cayman residents. So whether or not you are an expat or a permanent resident or a Caymanian, it is very important for you to have health insurance. It is mandatory. And especially if you're pregnant within Cayman, you need to ensure that you have a health insurance, because chances are the possibility is that you might not be able to afford having a baby here, right? For prenatal care and other birthing care, there are 3 main types of private plans. So alright, so the website tells you about the different plans that they have available for prenatal care or private care, some of which are the standard health insurance, and this is what I had, the standard health insurance. If you're pregnant in Cayman, you don't need nothing more than that, the standard health insurance. And I'm gonna backtrack on my statement. You might need more than that, but sometimes you only can afford that. Because the maximum prenatal amount is only $500, guys, and by the time you visit 2 times, I think the last time with
Raya, I visited 2 times, and the $500 was maxed out.
And that was probably after my 6-week visit, and it was maxed out, so everything from that was out of pocket. So according to the website, guys, the standard health insurance allows maximum of $500 per pregnancy for prenatal care and up to $100,000 annual limit towards labor and delivery. And for the newborn, the 500 KYD prenatal allowance could be used up on the very first visit if labs and or ultrasound are done, thus making the balance of all the prenatal care the mother's responsibility. So yes, guys, and that was my experience. Most of the prenatal care was my responsibility or my husband's responsibility. But if it is that you want a little bit more than the standard, you can get the mid-tier plans. Ranges between 1,000 to 2,500 KYD, and this sounds much better, people. It sounds like if it is that you have a maximum of $2,500, it might just cover it. Might just, probably not, but just might cover it. And unlike the standard health insurance contract, these will have fixed dollar amount towards prenatal care, typically $1,000 to $2,500, lab, etc. They allow at least $100,000 per year for labor and delivery, and possible up to $500,000 per year towards the birthing expenses, right? You guys can choose to have overseas deliveries. I did not know this, right? Elective overseas deliveries may be allowed, but there could be dollar caps on the overseas delivery fees, including complications. And there is some other information, so if you want to know more, just go on the Cayman.com website. And yeah, so they share a lot of information. So based on my experience, guys, there are 2 main hospitals that you can have a baby. There's a private hospital and a public hospital. So let me just give you a quick synopsis of having baby in the Cayman Islands. So in 2019, I was pregnant with my second baby. Cara is actually my second child, so my first is in Eben. I'm not going into details with that today. I had Cara via C-section. Quick synopsis. I went in when I was 7 centimeters dilated. So I thought that I was going to have a natural birth. Of course I'm going to have a natural birth. I had a natural birth with my first, and everything went fine during labor and delivery. And at the time I wasn't even 1 centimeters dilated. I'm 7 centimeters. What could go wrong, right? So when I went to the hospital, I was already 7 centimeters dilated because Bobby and I, we didn't want to go to the hospital too early. So we waited, and I labored in the bathroom, right? I was in the standing position most of the time. When I went to the hospital, right, I checked in, etc. No sooner than I was told by my doctor at the time that the baby's heartbeat was fluctuated. So I suggested to the doctor, doc, can I move, right? Can I stand up? Because, and another thing, guys, I was told that the labor was not progressing. I was 7 centimeters. I went in about 6 a.m. in the morning, right, or 6:30 thereabout. I was told that the labor was not progressing. I'm still at 7 centimeters a hour, or probably an hour and a half after, which I didn't find at the time to be weird, because with my first, I was dilated. It took me probably 8 hours to reach 4 centimeters. So if I was at the hospital for an hour plus, and I was not dilating further. I didn't see anything wrong with that, right? And the pain at the time was manageable at 7 centimeters dilation, right? So, and just a quick thing, backdrop. My first baby did not die in childbirth. Just putting that out there. So I was told that the baby's heartbeat was fluctuating. So I said to the doctor, "Doc, can I turn on my other side?" Because as a mother, you can feel if you just know. As a mother, you know. So I knew that laying on a particular side, the baby got, in my words, anxious, and his heartbeat started moving even faster. So that's, can I turn? Baby love this side, No, I was told no, I can't turn. Can I stand up? I know that when I was home, the baby was coming down quicker because I was in the standing position. No, I was advised to just lay down. And what the doctor told me is that that caused me to just say, okay, let's have this C-section. Remember, your first baby died, and I didn't want my baby to die, so I opted for the C-section. And I can see why the C-section was pushed, and that's what I think it was pushed, because I honestly believe that I was not given I was scared, and I was not given the chance to explore a vaginal delivery. I'm just thinking that I was 7 centimeters going in. I had said, can I turn to my other side? No, I should not. Right? So, and this was the result. Guys. I think at the time, probably 4 times what a natural delivery would have cost. But let me tell you something. I am grateful that my son is here. And because the C-section was not planned, I was resentful. For a little bit. A good while. I was resentful because it was not planned, and I thought that I was cheating out of a natural delivery. But as I said before, I am grateful that my son is here, no complication, and he's alive and well. I'm grateful for that. I can just give you my opinion of what I thought happened. Second baby though, it's same hospital. It was a beautiful experience. Girl got her V-Bac, right? And if you guys don't know what V-Bac is, it's a vaginal delivery. So I had a vaginal delivery. This time I opted for a male doctor, and initially, guys, I did not want a male doctor at first with Caro because I'm like, probably there I didn't feel comfortable, but because of my experience with the doctor before, I'm like, this time I want a male doctor, and it was the best decision I've ever made. Male doctor was very gentle, and he was very attentive, and the first thing that I said to him was that I had a baby. Cara at the time was 1.5 years, but based on research, I want a vaginal delivery, and he said yes. I'm like, what? I say yes. I'm experienced. I've done it before. Yeah, you don't have anything to worry about. And I felt so good at the time. I don't remember if I was doing light exercises. And he said, yes, man, you can do it in moderation. So I felt really comfortable. So backstory short, when I went to the hospital with Araya, I was 6 centimeters dilated. Not 7 like Carol, but 6. And I went at about 4:30 and or so, or 4 o'clock, and the baby came at 6. So when I went there and I laid down, I was admitted. The baby heartbeat, guess what? Baby heartbeat started fluctuating again. But guess what happened? I told the nurse, I know it's the side. Can I move? Can I turn on the other side? And she said yes. And I did. And the heartbeat balanced out. It became normal. I'm like, I knew it. I know my body. I know that the baby don't like when I laying on that side. But I know my body, and I know that, I turned around. everything will be okay. And that was it. I turned around, the baby heartbeat, you know, normalized, and the doc came in and said, oh, I saw a little spike, but baby is good now. I said, yes, I know. In the second time around too, I was allowed to walk around. I was allowed to sit on a birthing ball and move up and down. And guys, with no epidural, within 2 hours, I was fully dilated, 10 centimeters dilated. I made 2 little pushes, guys, and within a minute, baby was here. So guys, I don't want to go into it too much, but I must say that one thing I must say, the staff at that hospital was great. I'm not calling any hospital names, so don't comment down below and ask me which hospital. I'm not saying. Do your research. There are just a few hospitals here in Cayman. I can say the staff are great, were great, 100% recommend. But what I can say is that go with your gut feeling. If you're not feeling something, listen to that inner voice, right? So guys, let me just go ahead and tell you about the cost. So guys, this is a vaginal birth, and the total cost, guys, the total cost to have baby here. And remember, you need to have your insurance. When you do have your insurance, guys, what happens is that insurance usually pay 80% and you stand 20%. So if it is that the total amount is $10,000, the 20% of 10,000 is 2,000. So you would only require to stand $22,000. So in 2019, right, the amount that was paid for Caro was I'm mixing up the paper. So in 2019, 4 years ago, the amount that was paid for Caro was $9,287. And so, but the total for that was over $9,000, guys. But when I called in to the same hospital today, I was told that a C-section is anywhere between $12,000 and $15,000, guys. And when I do that conversion, let me see, 15,000 times 180, nearly $3 million, guys. 3 million. Comment down below, is a C-section this expensive where you're from? Nearly $3 million, right? 2.7 million. So Caro cost nearly $3 million to bring into this world, right? Let me give you a breakdown of some of the things that they have here. They said that the operating room supply fee was a total of $2,110. You had the revenue center, blood storage cost. You have cesarean delivery only with postpartum care, another $2,676. Recovery room fee, they said that was only $220, but you have the operating room supply fee of $2,110, and the list goes on. Everything add up to $9,287. So guys, I'd strongly recommend that you get your insurance, right? So of this $9,000, you'd only pay 20% of the cost. But in 2024, the cost to have baby via C-section is anywhere between $12,000 to $15,000, and that is nearly 3 million Jamaican dollars. The cost to have Araya 2 years back, I called the same private hospital and they said that the price can range anywhere between $6,000 to $7,000 to have a baby naturally, and of course co-insurance, you would pay only 20% of that $6,000 and your insurance would pay 80% of the cost, right? So you'd only be required of that $3,334 to pay like $666, a hard number. But yeah, But in 2024, the cost is anywhere between $6,000 to $7,000, and that's at a private hospital where you have your own room with your own convenience. The different sections on this vaginal delivery was hospital room, that was $750, hydration, initial hydration $115, maternity ward supply fee, a total of $544, and the vaginal delivery, that was where the majority of the money was allocated to. That was $1,924.97. So yes guys, so you could see that in 2019 the cost was nearly over $9,000, was in for a C-section, was in 2022, but 2 years later, the vaginal delivery was only $3,000, whilst in 2024 vaginal delivery is anywhere between $6,000 to $7,000, whilst a C-section is anywhere between $12,000 to $15,000. So guys, this is basically the cost. It's the cost of baby in the Cayman Islands. I'd strongly recommend for you to get your insurance. Shop around guys. Initially I used to pay a lot of monies for insurance, because I just automatically was added to my husband's insurance. And for example, if I used to pay $400, I upon doing my research, I started paying less than $400 because I shopped around. I did not know that I could have had an independent insurance. So guys, it's always good to shop around, but insurance is a must, because you'll never know when you might need it. I'm not gonna tell any lie. Most times you just pay the monies, you don't even visit the doctors, but you never know when you might just need the insurance. So it's something that you ought to have, right? So what I can see is that having baby, like most things in Cayman, is very expensive, but it can be affordable if you do the right thing by getting your insurance, right? And I'm sure that there are monthly fees or installments that you can make arrangement to pay the hospital, so you don't have to pay everything one time, right? So, and the Cayman Islands is a beautiful place to start a family. So don't be afraid to start a family in the Cayman Islands. One thing I can see too, when I just found out that I was pregnant in 2019 with my son, I think that information is not readily available, because when I first called in and asked them, I'm pregnant, what should I do? I'm not gonna point fingers, I'm not gonna call anywhere, but I called for information somewhere where I think I should get information, and I was told to go back home to have the baby. Like literally, that's what I was told, and I'm confused as to why I was told to go back home to have the baby. So guys, I'm putting the information out there. Having baby in the Cayman Islands can be expensive, but is indeed possible. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you do, please put 2 thumbs up, like the video guys, share, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye guys.